Although zombies are supposed to
go
move
slow.
I don't like when they move fast. That's unfair.
We are only ever talking about Night of the Living Dead zombies. If anyone wants to bring up Return of the Living Dead zombies, no thank you.
I'm having freaking nightmares. This is
Dude,
a bad topic.
We haven't seen Return of the Living Dead
I don't want to watch it
in so long.
Just having this conversation, I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
Okay, well, let's talk about Twister.
You're listening to The Virtual Junk Drawer with Jeff and Mary.
So, I don't know. I kind of want to keep this not heavy on the corona.
I don't either, but it's definitely noteworthy. I do think it's worth mentioning, though, because the last time we did the podcast, it was like November. I think we did a Christmas episode. No, a Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Probably should have went back and checked that.
It doesn't matter.
It was a holiday episode. And I remember saying, like, oh, we're going to do a Christmas one. And then, you know how holidays go. We never got around to it. And then being like, we're going to do a New Year's one. Woo-hoo, 2020. And, you know, we never got around to that. And then this pandemic came about. And it was like, oh, now we have time. And we decided
the basement flooded.
The basement flooded. And we thought, you know, we're just going to wait another month. And so the last time we talked to all of you viewers out there, it was a completely different world.
It was a completely different world.
And now everything is...
Different.
I was going to say shitty. It's not, but it's not all shitty. It's just... You all know. We don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
No, there's no... If you don't know, that means you're like from the future and you don't know what's going on because you didn't study your history books. Or you're from the past and you haven't gotten here yet. But if you're here in this moment with us, you know what we're all going through.
Or it could be something crazy like... So, like back in the day, the Library of Alexandria, I think I said that correctly,
I think so.
was burned. And how much did we lose? Like, how much history was there?
Right.
So who's to say in the future someone doesn't come and put a computer virus that wipes out
that would be crazy.
Whatever kind of storage banks we have, and then all of a sudden you have people of the future, and that's what I think aliens are. I think aliens are actually future us coming back to try and figure out what happened in the past. And I think
because they don't know, because things got destroyed.
Because things got destroyed.
I hope we're not like crazy green with the big eyes. I don't like the big black eyes.
Well, I mean, if you look at the way that apes look comparative to us,
we're gonna get less and less hairy.
We are scrawnier, and our heads are larger. So our heads will only get larger as our brain capacity grows.
Except our brain capacity doesn't grow. I mean, it's the same.
Our brain gets bigger.
But we're not using more of it.
Well, if we only use 10% and we consistently only use 10%, it has to get bigger in order for us to learn more.
Whatever. I guess it's how far in the future. But that is interesting because so much stuff is on the cloud and digital. Mm-hmm. And there would be some things, there would be remnants of this left, all the masks and gloves. There's newspapers. I saved a newspaper just to have for,
It's paper.
Posterity. What? You could save paper?
How long?
Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying you can save it.
Not in Ohio climate.
I think it can be done. But we could give a message to the future. I don't know what I was going to say. I really don't have anything worth saying.
What would you tell the future?
Future people who are studying about all this. You're gonna... I don't want to talk to the future people. They're past this. Like, it's pointless. Let's talk to the current people because they're going through it with us, or the past.
If there's anything that you're communicating, you're communicating to people that don't live here and are coming here to figure out what happened because we all died.
Don't live here, like planet Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, they might get that idea when they come to visit and see it's a burning piece of crap. or it's flooded, or it's just terrible.
It won't be flooded. It will be fine. The Earth will be fine.
We just won't be here for it.
That's
how the Earth will be fine.
That's right.
The one thing I would say though, like, people keep this has made me think more about like, it's forcing you to live in the present, because I'm a person who likes to plan. I'm always like, what are we doing next week? And what are we doing on this weekend and next month and next year? And by this time next year, I want to be here. And even if those plans don't, happen, I like to be thinking ahead. So this has forced me to stop and just live for today in a sense. And I don't mean like you should be all carpe diem, but not in such a dramatic carpe diem way, but a more of a, okay, so today we're doing nothing. So what could we do with our day? How to enjoy it. So I think that there's that sense, I think, is important for people, like, just to stop and live in the now, because people keep saying like, oh, well, and I was talking about this with some other people. People keep saying, it'll be fine. We'll get through this. There'll be more summers. There'll be more next year. Things will be fine, or the year after. Even if it's 3 years, 5 years, we'll get past this. And not to be a downer, but some people won't get past this. Some people are going to die before that time. And I'm not just saying because they're old or sick or whatever. And I'm not saying because of the coronavirus. I'm saying because of life.
Yeah.
Like, there's no guarantee
you're going to get a car accident.
You're not going to get hit by a car. You're not going to have a brain aneurysm. You're not going to have a heart attack. It's just, or what if, again, not to go down a dark path, but in the midst of trying to fix this and control it and come up with a vaccine, they come up with something
that turns us into zombies.
Holy shit. Then I got a problem.
And then it becomes zombie apocalypse.
Then it becomes, holy crap, what was our plan from like 15 years ago? We were
supposed to go to Restaurant Depot.
I was like in charge of Cheetos.
Well, we were going to a place that exclusively sells food.
Oh, right, that's right. I don't even think that
so
guy
we didn't
works
need to
there
get
anymore.
food. Yeah, I don't know where he works anymore. But one of us was supposed to go and hit the Walmart up for their firearms, which I don't know if they sell any firearms anymore.
I think they do.
But the Walmart that we would have gone to isn't there anymore, because I think we were going to hit the one in...
Well, we all live all over the place now. I mean, we were young.
Oh, yeah, I know.
We have children now.
Yeah, everyone has their own families.
But, I mean, my point is, maybe this is the beginning of the end. So you're like, oh, well, we'll have more summers and we'll have more this and more that. Well, maybe you won't. And maybe this is it. Because last year at this time, nobody was like, oh, we better do it now because a pandemic is coming. People were like, oh, we'll do it next summer. And now next summer you can't do it.
Yeah.
So who's to say you get another summer? And they make a vaccine and they give you the vaccine. And in 2 weeks, you either die or you turn into a zombie. Or wait, you die and then you turn into a zombie. I don't know. But when that shit starts happening, if anybody knows me, I'm a survivor. I just want, people don't think so. People think I'm the one to trip and fall. But if you've ever been in a fight or flight type of situation with me,
she will push you in front of her.
Push you down in front of me. So just beware. I'm out for myself and my children. I don't know about Jeff.
I'm no hero.
Okay.
I'm no hero. I will save no one else.
Well, I hope you save me and the kids, but you know what? In all honesty, I'm not sure you'd save me. You'd save the kids and be like, we really like you, but we gotta go. Well, I'll tell them all about you. Your memory will live on.
I can only carry 2 of you.
You can't carry me at all. Maybe I can carry you. I can carry you. I got a bad back. I can barely carry the children. One on my back, one in the front. We wouldn't be going anywhere. Although zombies are supposed to
go
move
slow.
I don't like when they move fast. That's unfair.
We are only ever talking about Night of the Living Dead zombies. If anyone wants to bring up Return of the Living Dead zombies, no thank you.
I'm in freaking nightmares. This is
Dude,
a bad topic.
We haven't seen Return of the Living Dead
I don't want to watch it
in so long.
Just having this conversation, I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
Okay, well, let's talk about Twister. And then you could have a different kind of set of
I don't-
nightmares.
No, because
Watch Tiger King. Have a different set of nightmares.
oh my god, they're all my nightmares. Honestly though, I've moved past the tornadoes. It's when I was younger, I had the tornado dreams all the time. I don't have tornado dreams anymore. Like last night, I had a dream about a storm. There wasn't a tornado, but I wasn't scared in the dream. I was walking, there was a storm, there was lightning, no thunder, but rain and wind. I wasn't afraid. I just walked into the house. My tornado dreams, I couldn't move. I was walking slowly. The tornado was coming closer. I don't have those dreams anymore. The zombie dreams, I am very susceptible to things. So I will probably have a zombie dream tonight. But I haven't had zombie dreams in a long time. But again, I'm trapped. Something's moving towards me slowly. Where the tornado would be in the distance. Zombies are, in hordes moving slow. And I'm stuck. And in the zombie dreams, I usually give up. I'm like, just fucking eat me. I've had enough of this. And then the wild animal dream, they're always outside like my childhood house stalking me. And they never attack me. I never get hurt. But it's like this fear that like they're in the distance and I know they're going to come for me. So, yeah, I don't know. I just have a lot of crazy fear dreams.
And now it's all about the kids dying.
Well, yeah, when you have kids, I swear, at least for me. Which I think is weird because I've told you, we have 2 kids. And one, when they were little, always had nightmares about that child falling down steps, falling off of things, falling off of cliffs. Like the kid was always falling all the time. And every dream would end with me being like, ah, I missed you, you fell or whatever. Child number 2, she never falls in my dreams. Always choking, always putting something in her mouth, poison, choking on a penny, and it's always like, oh my God, she's choking. I just think that's interesting. Like, why does the one always fall and the other one always choke?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably because the oldest fell that one time, and you freaked out about it.
The youngest never choked. She sticks things in her nose, but
I mean, I'm sure that
it's because she sticks every damn thing in her mouth.
everything.
Everything. Sure, she hasn't eaten a bug.
Well, she's too terrified of bugs.
Right, she's got a bug fear. She's just seen her today. I know nobody knows, who we're talking. Whatever. But our second child, who's young, is afraid of bugs, and a bee flew past her, and we're trying to make it like a calm down. It's just a bee. So I was telling her like, okay, it's just a bee. It's your little bee friend who's come over to say hi and everything, and it's friendly. And so the big bumblebee comes flying past her head today, and she's like, what's my bumblebee friend? My bumblebee friend. He's come to say hi, and I'm like, you look petrified. Like she's trying so hard to convince herself, like, he's not gonna hurt me. But I told her today, I said, and I think this is important with any fear, is like sometimes you have to embrace it, is like, I told her, I said, listen, you can be scared of the bee. I said, you know what? That bee comes at you and you go, and then I said, you shake it off and you go back to what you were doing. I said, you cannot make it, I mean, she's too young to understand, but you can't make it so the fear paralyzes you and you don't go forward and you have to go inside the house and now you can't ever go outside because there's bugs. Yeah. I don't like bugs. I don't like spiders. I don't like bees. And I know I'm an adult, so it's different. But you freak out for a second. You're like, is there a bee in my hair? And then you're like, that's probably really loud. I'm sorry. And then you go, whew, there's no bee in my hair. And you go on talking to that person who's now thinking you're insane. But you keep going. You don't go, I have to leave now. Now I have to go inside.
Yes.
Like, and I know she's too young to really understand that, but I want to try and get that. Like, if you're not going to conquer that fear, if we're not going to be like, yeah, the bug is friendly, then okay, fine. You don't have to like the bug. Be afraid of the bug. But you can't go inside. Just leave the bug alone or the bug will fly away and we need to move on.
Well, the older one's not going on the swing set anymore because there was a spider on it 3 days ago.
She said a spider lives in it.
I told her, show me where it is.
You know why she says that? Because we went somewhere yesterday and she saw a spider crawl into a car. That's why she's saying that. Because now she knows the spiders can crawl into things and inhabit. And so she's seeing that spider crawl into the car. She thinks the spider crawled into her swing and is now living there. Anyway. What are your fears? Let's talk about fears and conquering them. How do you conquer your fears?
I don't know.
Don't give me that look. Like you don't have any.
I can't. No, I'm giving you that look because my eyes.
Are you afraid that your eyes are going to fall out?
Well, no, I'm afraid that I'll never be able to wear contacts again. I hate this. So, for those of you that don't know,
who would know?
I have horrible eyesight.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a pair of glasses that I purchased a bit over a decade ago. The lenses are all scratched up. They had that stupid coating on it. The coating started to come off, and they're difficult to see out of. Well, I dropped them when I was attempting to clean them one day, and they snapped in half at the nose bridge, whatever that thing is called, the thing in the middle. So it's split right in half, and
where you would tape it if you were a nerd from 1955.
That's right.
With tape.
That's right. Unfortunately, tape does not work anymore because glasses are not as thick.
Do you think that ever really worked, or was that just a thing in movies?
No, I think it worked.
Did people ever really do that?
I mean, I did tape it. The Scotch tape worked well enough to keep it together enough on my nose. It was just incredibly uncomfortable because the Scotch tape was digging into my nose.
No, I don't think they use Scotch tape. I think they use some kind of like.
No, yeah, they use masking tape, I think.
Oh, why didn't we do that?
We didn't have masking tape at
We could have bought some
where we were. Anyways.
Okay.
So I've attempted to glue them together, I don't know, a dozen times, maybe. They'll stay together for a little bit of time, and then they eventually snap back in half because wrestling with the kids, or I've dropped them a number of times since, even on carpeted floors, and they'll snap back in half. But attempted to glue toothpicks on them to create stronger bridges between the two halves.
They're really bad.
They're bad, but I cannot wear a mask and my glasses because my glasses lose all skin contact and they fall right off my face. So if they're not making contact behind my ears because of the elastic bands, then they will fall off my face. So I have to wear my garbage contacts, which I think my eyes have become allergic to.
Maybe you should go take them out now.
I think I'm just allergic to contacts.
I think you just got a bad batch of contacts.
No, because it's my right eye. It's always the right eye, and I put a left eye contact in my right eye.
So maybe you have something wrong with your right eye.
I think that might be what's.
You know, I had that kind of happen. But it turned out it was the solution I was using to clean my eyes was causing me to have problems. Remember? Well, I had like that eye infection.
I don't remember.
Well, regardless, nobody cares about my eye infection.
But no, I mean these are contacts that I'm supposed to be able to sleep in, and when I sleep in them, like I've been sleeping in contacts since I was a freshman in high school, to the point where I wouldn't take contacts out for 6 or more months. They would just be in my eyes.
That's bad. How are you supposed to do that?
It was never a problem. It was never a problem. And then whatever contact company decided they're going to change the formula for how they make contacts. The batch before this one was the one that I had real bad problems with. They just kept getting funny in my eye. And then I got a different brand, and this brand is funny in my eye. I don't know. I don't like how for almost 2 decades I was consistently sleeping in contacts without issue. Like at some point they would start to get weird and gross, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, it's been like 6 months. I'll throw them away.
I don't know. Maybe that's why, because you did that for so long, your eyes are damaged.
No, because the eye doctor said my eyes are fine. Because I told her when I went in there, I was like, I hate my contacts. They're garbage. I don't like this brand. I want to stay away from this brand. She says, that's fine. And then I kind of explained my situation, and she goes, yeah, that's not good. And then I also made the comment that a previous eye doctor told me that because I sleep in my contacts, it might be good for my eyes because I sleep with my eyes open. And since...
Yeah, he looks like a weird dead fish or something. I don't know. Fish don't sleep with their eyes half open like you do, but for some reason that comes to mind.
Do you think I'm a dead fish?
No, you look freaky when you sleep, though.
So, but the one doctor was saying that the contacts could be creating a protective barrier against the moving air.
The moving air?
Yeah, like moving. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not an eye doctor. I'm just repeating what I've heard. But
well, okay. I think that the solution is you need to make an eye appointment now that you can again.
I know. I need contacts.
Get whether contacts or new glasses.
Or glasses. I need new glasses.
I know the masks are creating some kind of problem, especially if you're wearing glasses, because either they fog up or, like, for you, they fall off your face. For me, they fog up my sunglasses. And my mask is just hot. Like, it's 3 layers thick of cotton, because that's the pattern I found. I was going to say recipe. It's not a recipe. My mask.
It's a 3-layer mask.
It's a 3-layer mask, yeah. And it's just very hot in this soon-to-be summer heat. I fear I may pass out. So, yeah, the summertime mask. A breathable mask.
This has breathable air pockets in it.
So you don't want to talk about fears? How do you get past fear?
Oh, I don't know how you get past.
You don't?
I'm. There are certain things that I'm scared of. Dolls.
Which is stupid. We talked about this at the Halloween episode, though.
I know, but to a certain extent, I know that it's irrational, and I've come to terms with many of the dolls that are in the house because we have 2 daughters. I can deal with many of them. It doesn't bother me that much. There are some more realistic ones that I still have significant issues with.
But, like, doesn't the adult in you go, this is dumb? Like, I just feel like I've hit an age where I just have a very low tolerance for dumb shit. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, like, I have a fear of bugs and spiders, but it's not, I don't fear that the bugs and spiders are going to come and get me at night. I just don't like the way they look. So, like, you could say, oh, spiders crawl in your mouth at night. Okay, as long as I don't fucking wake up. Like, sorry about the language. As long as I don't wake up, then I'm fine. Like, if I don't know what's happening, then fine. If I wake up and there's a spider on my face, I'm going to have an issue. And I know that I'm bigger than the spider and I can kill it, but I think they look disgusting. Like, just disgusting. Bugs are nasty, nasty, disgusting things. Butterfly bodies are nasty, disgusting bug bodies. Their wings are beautiful, that's great. But their bodies and their little tongues that come out and suck up the nectar, that's nasty. Nasty. And when I die, I'm going to ask God. I'm going to say, why did you make bugs so effing ugly? Like, why couldn't they look like little bunny rabbits that did the same job they do?
There's a bunch of people that I think would disagree with you and say the bugs are kind of pretty.
No.
There was that one Nat Geo article I was showing you where they were taking pictures of little tiny flies and they were all cute. Like one of them was like waving.
No. That was a facade. That's not real. Flies are disgusting. Really disgusting. I don't even like ladybugs, lightning bugs. You know what? Yeah. The sentiment behind them is cute. Oh, look at her little butt glows, and oh, it's a ladybug. She must drink tea or something. But they don't in real life. They're just bugs that crawl on the ground, and they're gross. And I don't want them on me. When a ladybug lands on me, I'm not like, oh, let's make a wish. I'm like, get off. Like I have to like really prepare myself to catch the lightning bug with the kids. Like, okay, guys, let's catch some lightning bugs. All right, let's take a breath. And he's fine. He's just a little guy. He's just tickled. He just tickles on my hand. Like, I don't like it. I don't. Like, worms I can do. Worms don't bother me. Because there's nothing about them. They're very nothing creatures.
Is it the legs that bother you?
It's everything. It's their eyes. It's their legs. It's their antenna. It's their tongues.
So since a worm doesn't have any of those things.
Wings are okay. I don't mind wings. Wings don't bother me. But it's also a textural thing, I think, because I have issue, and my mother has problems with this too. She doesn't like repeated patterns that make funky texture-looking type things. They gross her out, and they gross me out too. And partially...
What?
What do you mean, what?
Repeated patterns?
Yeah. Like, what Well, I showed you, there was a picture of a dandelion up close. I thought it was cool, but my mom didn't like it because it had repeated shapes and it was freaking her out. But think about something like, I don't like textural things like mushroom, fungus, and barnacles on whales and sea ships and anything that looks like crusty and crustacean-y and like spongy with pockets. Like, I don't like that. I think it grosses me out in the same way that bugs do. If that had legs and could move, if a barnacle had legs and could move, I'd be afraid of barnacles. Like, I don't want to touch a barnacle. I don't want to look at a barnacle. Like, if you had barnacles on you, there was a Grey's Anatomy episode where this dude, he didn't have barnacles on him, but he had like roots. It was like pockets of, it looked like barnacle-y roots that was like, it was a condition he had. And I don't think I could handle that. I mean, I'd be like, we got a real problem.
I think people who aren't scared of that would still think I'm turning into a tree.
Yeah, he was like turning into a tree. Yeah, it was not in a cool way. In like a way.
Not in a Groot way.
Not in a Groot way. But yeah, I don't like that kind of thing. And my mom doesn't either. I had a dream once. Back to the dream thing. And did I ever tell you this dream? I can remember.
I don't know. You haven't told me what it is yet.
Right. Let me get to that. It had to do with like a pocket in my neck.
No.
Like a hole. And it's okay. So like imagine like if you took like something like a fungusy mushroom, like one of those nasty ones that people hunt for in the woods.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not gonna. There are all of them are gross.
No, like little cat mushrooms people eat on pizza. Those aren't gross. But like any other kind of mushrooms, pretty gross.
All mushrooms are disgusting.
Okay. Even the little like fantasy mushrooms.
Every single mushroom is
fantasy
gross.
Little mushroom. I'm not talking about magic mushrooms. I'm talking about like the little fake ones that like are red and have little white dots on them that like fairies sit on. Those. Like
Mario Brothers?
Yes.
They're gross.
Okay. All right. So that's something you don't like. We're sharing. So I don't like the fungusy looking ones with the pockets. And you know what I mean? Like a shriveled up penis or something. I don't know. Like something. Do you know what I'm talking about? You're looking at me like you don't.
I'm fairly confident I know what you're talking about.
But flip it inside out. So it's like instead of being like this, like a cone, it's now like a cone inside.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
Like the inside of an ice cream cone.
Sure.
Okay. But not smooth, like bumpy and gross.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was in my neck. It was like a pocket, and it was just there, like a tracheotomy, but bigger. And I just even though it was on me, I could like see it and feel it, and it was almost like a pineapple or something. It was just gross and bumpy and textury, and like that was a really bad dream. And I don't like stuff like that. I had that dream years ago. I remember my dreams for a long time.
Well, you have wacky enough dreams to remember them. Most of the dreams that I remember are all related to games.
You only play games.
I've had 3 different times where I've woken up from a dream.
Woken up
from a dream, playing a game, and going, "Oh man, that was a really cool game. I should make that game."
Oh, it's like a game that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I've never dreamt about a game, ever. Because I don't play them. I mean, except for like trivia. I don't dream about trivia games. I dream about things that are deep in my psyche. Like when I was little, I had a dream that a neighbor of mine, I mean, I was little, like probably 6, 7, whatever. I had a dream that a neighbor of mine who had many brothers and sisters were in this hot air balloon with me. And I was hanging on the edge of the hot air balloon, and each sibling pulled a finger off, and then I fell. And it was a nice family. I don't know why I dreamt that. But, like, I remember that dream. It was scary.
Yikes. Loved?
Loved?
Yeah. You really feel loved.
I do. I think dreams are very telling and very... Oh, you know what another cool dream is I have?
Oh, my God.
Boom, it just hit me. Like, whale dreams. I have a lot of times I have dreams, and I'm sure this is representational of something, some emotion I'm feeling, that there's a giant whale. And the whale varies. Sometimes it's a killer whale, sometimes it's like a blue whale, in a small area, like in a tank. And like I can see its eye, and its eye is like, help me. And I'm like, oh, we gotta get this whale out of this tank. And I don't know how to do it. Like, but it's like this whale in a tank. Or one time I had a dream I was riding an orca, but we were in like a pool. And I was thinking, this me and this orca need to get out to the ocean.
So you're basically reliving Free Willy?
No. I mean, maybe with the orca dream. I don't know. But
Free Willy 2.
The other ones. It's like this whale dream where I'm like stuck me and this whale are stuck in a cage. And you can use that in all kinds of ways. You're stuck in your life. The whale represents
a big problem.
And you need to fix it. Or whatever. I mean, I find it very interesting. And sometimes my dreams are just wackadoodle. I've had dreams where, like, I remember being there in real life. Do you ever have those where you're like, I swear this is a place. I have been there. I could remember the smell in my dream, in the carpet. I remember once we were in this house that had, like, this green carpet. And I feel like I could remember the smell, but it was like it didn't look like a house I'd ever seen, but yet I knew it.
No, the thing...
Spiritual people would be like, oh, you were there in another life, and like, something like that.
The thing that blows my mind is I will be in a dream and have memories. I will have memories. Like, in the dream, I am recalling something that happened.
But not from your real life.
That never happened in real life. So... Did it happen in a previous dream and I just happened to recall a previous dream I had? Or is my brain just inventing dreams? And that kind of makes me think that... so I have a theory that... so there's like very many multiple dimensions, right?
Right.
So parallel universes, blah, blah, blah. And if there's an infinite number of universes, then there's an infinite number of Jeffs walking around or out there.
Like Fringe.
Sure. So, there's I don't know. I know you've never really listened to Joe Rogan or anything, but he talks about DMT.
Yeah, you mentioned DMT to me.
And so he makes the comment that it makes you see God, and it connects your consciousness to other things. And it's like, hey, so what if that's real?
When people say that, though, what do they say? Like, I saw God. He was wearing a plaid shirt, had a big beard. Like, what do people say? Do they come back and like, people who go, I've seen God?
I don't know. Joe said he saw aliens. So Joe said he saw aliens.
I don't want to see it.
So anyways, so what if it's DMT, naturally occurring in your brain, excreted when you dream? What if that drug is connecting you to a universal consciousness? So anyone that has DMT running at any given moment is able to tap into this consciousness. So when you're dreaming, are you actually experiencing one of your parallel selves' lives at the moment?
One of my parallel selves' lives was a whale trainer.
It could be. Hey, with many multiple parallel universes, who's to say there's not a universe out there?
I am the whale.
Where whales are the conscious rulers of the planet, as humans are on this one. And you just so happen to have a
sad existence as a whale who's trapped.
Yeah.
What would I do to get trapped?
Could be.
I'm an outlaw.
Could be shitty aliens came and captured you.
Shitty aliens came and captured my whale self.
That's right. That's right.
Why though? Why would they put me in a tank?
For a zoo. Hey, look at this crazy creature we found.
Would do.
Hey,
if the aliens are supposed to be better than us.
Who says that?
I don't know.
With an infinite number of parallel universes, there is the chance for anything to happen.
That's interesting. I'm very interested in parallel universes. Well, because we've talked, I don't know if we've talked about it or not, but me and you have talked about, or at least I've shared with you about the idea that heaven is, because I told you I had some writing ideas for it, that heaven is 6 feet away or whatever. Oh, how ironic. Is it 6 feet away? No, I think it's 3 feet away. Because I was saying just with the 6 foot distance thing. Oh. Fine. Very ironic, but not. because it's 3 feet. But being a parallel universe is not that like heaven's up in the sky. It's that it's here, but we just can't see it because it's on a different plane.
Sure.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
Because, well, yeah, I had this idea about like, what if you had, I don't know, shout it out. I don't care. Deal with my idea. If remember, you're looking at me like you don't remember.
It's my eyes, Mary.
Maybe you should put sunglasses on. Where if you had a pair of sunglasses, like there's like this guy, he walks over to a bench, puts on the sunglasses, and when he puts on the sunglasses, he can see into the other dimension, but only when he has the sunglasses on.
Are you going to do that on Hit Record?
I don't know.
You should put it on Hit Record.
I'm really obsessed with Hit Record right now. I'll do a little promo for them. You know, if you haven't checked it out, I would check out Hit Record if you're a creative type person who likes to write and collaborate, or they have music, they have visual art, voice acting, on-camera stuff. It's just a really cool website. It was started by Joseph Gordon-Levitt and probably some other people that I don't know. But I've been following it during this whole lockdown pandemic thing and kind of getting into it. It's super easy to contribute to. So it's not like stressful or it's not high commitment.
Well, explain what it's for.
It's for artists around the world, whether you're an actor, a voice actor, a writer, an editor, a director.
Name more things.
Visual artist, you got a dancer, whatever, musician, whatever. Beat mixer, whatever. Around the world to collaborate together. So you put out your ideas, your work, and people comment on it. People say, hey, I want to work with you on this. Maybe we can start a project together. Some people start up projects and say, hey, I'm starting up this project and I'm looking for really cool photography of nature, and you can contribute super quick. Like, hey, I got this awesome picture of a cloud. I'm going to contribute that. You know, and they'll pick it. Like, hey, we used your picture. It's easy, and for me, it's been a fun outlet to do something quasi-creative every day. Because I'm not a writer, and I'm not a photographer, and I'm not a voice actor, and I'm not an actor. But I did a little voice recording one because I was like, why not? I just hit play or hit record and do it, and then submit it, whatever. So they don't use it. I don't care. I submitted a little bit of writing stuff. I put on one of my pastel drawings on there. Just, I like it. Anyways, I should put this idea on there to see, if maybe somebody wants to pick it up or help collaborate with me. But I do like the idea of, it was after my father passed away, and I thought, well, what if I had like a pair of spectacles or glasses or something, like Ben Franklin glasses where you put them on and you could see different things. So, but it was only when you were sitting on this bench. So it was like you put the glasses on, you're sitting on the bench, and you can be transported to that other dimension. And there's like a whole world around you. And somebody comes and sits down with you on the bench, and you talk with them, and you're like, whoa, this is crazy. And you take the glasses off, and it's just gone. And you're like, what the heck? So you're like, I'm going to take these glasses with me. And you try to put the glasses on somewhere else, but it doesn't work. There's regular glasses. So you're like, okay, I must have been like tripping or something. I don't know what's going on. And you forget about it. You go back to that bench. You just happen to put the glasses on, and you're back there again. That's kind of as far as I've gotten with it. Obviously, you need a plot. You need characters. But it's the beginnings of an idea of something.
I think when we were talking about it, it was like the dude was going back and he was seeing somebody that he didn't know necessarily who had died, but he could help not deliver messages, but like...
I don't remember what the hell we said. I have to go back because I think I wrote it down.
Because it was someone that sat down. Yeah.
I have to go back and look. I did write it down. The one I did put on Hit Record was, what if you knew the day, like the month and the day that you were going to die, but not the year?
Oh, yeah.
How would you spend your time? So that was my question to the Hit Record audiences was, if you knew the day you were going to die, the day and the month, but not the year, how would you spend that day every year? And how would you spend all the other days of the year? Knowing that this was not your day of death. And it was, how do you know that was your day? And I said, well, let's just say you were born with like a birthmark on your ankle that told you, that was the kind of world we live in where you just knew. Or maybe it's just something consciously you just know.
What if it's your birthday? Everyone dies on their birthday.
That's a good. Okay, so what if it's your day of your birth is your day of your death, but you don't know the year? That makes your birthday kind of messed up, man. Because ultimately, you'll never know the day you die.
Yeah.
Never. Like, it doesn't matter how you die until it happens. Then you're not there anymore. Even if it's like a thing where it's coming, you don't. Even if you have cancer, okay, it could be Monday, it could be Tuesday. You don't know until it's happened, and then you're not there. So I don't know. Don't you think that's interesting? Like, all the things yourself so well. Like, you know yourself the best because you're you, but you don't know the day you're gonna die, and you never will.
Yeah.
I know that sounds like obvious, but for some reason it's really like I had an epiphany. It's like I'm stoned. Yeah, dude.
Pot talk.
You don't know when you're gonna die. That's crazy.
But I don't know. How did we get here?
I don't know how we got here.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about all kinds of things. Well, I was talking about ideas now. Creative writing ideas. I had one more, and this was the last one. I wanted to do like a play. Remember, it was about family. And for a while, it was like the family Sunday dinner situation, which I still want to abandon. I like that idea.
I don't want to give away this idea. I really like this idea.
You think someone's going to steal it?
It could happen.
People have already probably done it.
All right.
And even if they did it, we would still do it different. It's too complicated to even explain on this because it's very visual. I feel like me and you have an understanding about how we want to see it.
No, I think we could do it. Picture this.
Sicily. 1938.
No.
It's
a kitchen. Small kitchen. Young kid. I say young kid. Guy in his 20s shows up. There to help his parents clean out the garage. Right?
I was picturing an attic.
An attic. Whatever it is. Pulls down a box. The box is full of all kinds of old stuff. And organically, through conversation, they start going through the box. And mom and dad start going through and talking about all these events from the past.
Reminiscing and whatnot.
As they bring up these events in the past, so if that's all happening on stage left, over stage right, lights come up, and there's actors over there reenacting the events that mom and dad are talking about. So it starts with mom and dad talking, and then eventually as mom and dad are talking, actors playing past people start to pick up those lines. Then, like something funny that we had thought of was a bit of an argument. There was old so-and-so who had an eye patch on his left eye. Take a look over, guy has an eye patch on his left eye. As they go through, dad pops and chimes in. No, the eye patch was on his right eye. So actor has to switch the eye patch over to his right eye.
I love that idea.
And then they get into arguments, and the guy's going back and forth, and then they go, oh, wait, no, never mind. That wasn't that cousin. It was the other cousin. So the guy takes the eye patch off and throws it away.
Yeah, I think that's a funny bit. Yeah, so it would kind of go like that throughout the play. But now it's just a question of, writing it and coming up with the stories. I feel like there's some stories in my family history that are, perfect. It was one of those, you don't even have to make it up. It's better than fiction. Just take it. And I've heard some stories of great cousins and things that happened that I thought, oh, those would make really good stories. So, we're working on that. It's been a couple of years. Got the idea a couple of years ago. Maybe we'll tap back into it during this pandemic.
I think a goal that we could easily accomplish every day is each of us writes 2 lines of dialogue.
I've been writing a lot more, not just because of this pandemic, but in the past year and a half, I started journaling. And I don't do it every day, but I do it, sometimes I do it 3 days in a row and then I don't touch it again for a month or two. But I journal every now and then. And it's good to get your feelings and thoughts and things down on paper. But it's also helpful creatively to be writing because I don't always journal today I went to the grocery store and then we worked in the garden. I journal how I'm feeling, and
Ugh.
Oh, shut up. But you could journal, instead of making a journal about how you're feeling, you could make it a journal of creative writing. Today, what's today's date? May
17th.
May 17th, 2020. Creative writing idea 1. And then just free flow, creative, whatever. And then do it again. Creative writing 2. And maybe come up with titles. I actually started titling my journal entries. I don't know. I just wanted to. So,
Okay.
But yeah, we should do that. And then actually go off of those ideas. Like, I think those 3 ideas we just spurted out, open-ended for anybody to just steal now, are good ones. But I think that's where you don't have to worry about people stealing stuff. That's the whole thing with Hit Record, is that you're saying, I'm putting this out there. I'm giving the okay to say somebody can take it, somebody can remix it, somebody could want to collaborate with me on it, because the best things come out of collaborations. They're not just one person who handles everything, you know.
Yeah, when we did our play, that wouldn't have gone over if it was just one of us
No, yeah, there were
doing
so many
everything.
good people helping us with that. So I would love to collaborate more with people. Because you know what? We might be able to write some really awesome thing, even though we're not really writers, but we don't really have the connections to get it up and going. So we got to collaborate with people. We got to ask people to read this and help us. And
Right.
I mean, I think,
But yeah, I think we could both commit to minimum 2 lines of dialogue. And then if you're on a roll and you want to write a whole page and a half of stuff, you can write a whole page and a half of stuff.
well, that's the thing. Like, you can always go back and change it. And I think a lot of like artist friends I know, and how I feel personally, is like, sometimes I'll stare at a blank canvas and I'm like, oh man, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And recently, in my older age, I've kind of come to the fact of like, it doesn't matter what I do as long as I'm doing something. So just start painting, just start drawing, just start doodling, just start writing. It doesn't matter what you're writing about. Just start, because that's how you get the creative juices flowing. And I'm not a writer. And if I was ever to write anything, it would have to be triple checked by somebody else, because I'm god awful. But like, I've started paintings again, and I was like staring at this one canvas, and I'm like, it doesn't even matter. Just start going back into stuff. Just start. Because you know what? If it doesn't work out, I'll paint over it. You know, like,
Yeah.
if the story's stupid, I'll get rid of it, or I'll start again. Or it's just, I think people get held up by fear so much. You just have to go out and do it. And I'll go back to my question of how do you handle your fear? I would say I handle my fear by just doing it. Like, I wanted to tell our one daughter, because she has anxiety, and she seems like she has all these fears, but I think it's total BS. I don't actually think that she has these fears. And I know that sounds like, oh, you're, downplaying her fears. That's not being a good parent. And it's not, I'm sure she does have fears, and she's a kid. She's a child. But if you knew her personality, she's fearless in so many ways. She's the kid who walks up. We went to like a indoor park. Jeff took her to an indoor park where, there's rock climbing walls and zip lines and things. And she was like, how old was she?
She would have been 5.
She was
6 maybe.
5, 6 years old. Climbed up this ladder, walked onto the platform, and jumped off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, she was hardest in, and she wasn't scared or anything. She was like, oh, I didn't get to grab the flag I was supposed to grab or whatever. And it was like, at her age, at my age now, I would not do that. I'd be like, holy crap, I am up really high. I'm not going to jump. I need to come back down. And she just went and did it. And it's because I think that her fears are all in her head. And I also think that she's very brave. And you tell that to your kids, like, oh, you're so brave, and I mean that for her, because, as they say, bravery isn't not being afraid. It's not the warrior who's like, I'm not afraid to go into battle. The warrior is afraid to go into battle, but he does it anyways.
Yeah. So
it's like she has to conquer all these anxieties and fears every night, or every time she comes into contact with it. And so a lot of the time she does. She doesn't back down, even though we have to make her sometimes. She just is like, okay, I'll do it. It might take a lot of nagging and pulling, but she does it. And I feel that she's much braver than she realizes. And so I hope that, because I don't know how I'm connecting all this together, but I feel like when I come in contact with fear, I feel like you just have to power through it. Like, I mean, on a really low scale, like I'm getting my tooth fixed on Wednesday, and it's an infected root canal, and it's gonna suck. Like, I'm not looking forward to having my mouth open for 2 hours and getting Novocaine and drilling, and it's gonna suck. And I'm a little bit anxious about it, and a little bit fearful. But like, and I know this because I'm an adult and I've gone through all this. I'm not a child; it's different. But I've hit this point where I'm like, well, I gotta do it. So I go, well, like, you just gotta barrel through it, barrel through the fear. Nothing lasts forever. That's the thing. Nothing lasts forever. You'll get through it. So, I don't know. I guess we should probably wrap this up on the note of face your fears and be creative every day.
Yeah, and sometimes that's
because the zombies are
the
coming.
same thing. Sometimes being creative every day is facing your fears.
Because watch out, it's the end of the world as we know it, and the zombies are coming. And
everyone head to Restaurant Depot.
Everyone head to Restaurant Depot for the Cheetos, and because Cheetos defeat zombies.
So, all right. Until next time.
We hope you found what you were looking for in the virtual junk drawer. Please remember to share us with your friends. And you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please like and subscribe. See you next time on the virtual junk drawer.